What I will say is I'm back to square one again. Yeah. I was supposed to actually post a video yesterday, but I never really was able to find time to just because I was really busy. And today I was like, oh my God, I was shitloads of busy, to be honest. Today was pretty crazy. Like today, I went to 12 healthcare locations. I got 4 applications. I got 1 interview. And then I got 3 that said, oh, just go online and just apply. I literally did the old school way of applying. Going to the place and asking, hey, you hiring? That's it. Long story short, basically what had happened was I was supposed to go to, the plan was to go to nursing school around July. Sadly, financing went downhill. And because financing went downhill, I'm not really going to be able to find $30K to $40K out of my ass. So back to going to work. My second means of income out of the blue just basically shut down. So that led me to the position of, hey man, I gotta go back to looking for work again. I was thinking about going back to Sutter, but a part of me felt like, oh God, like I hate having to go back to some jobs. Not because I don't want to go back to the jobs, but it's more so because imagine leaving a job that invested in you so much. Not just invested, that believed in you so much to where like, hey, like this guy's going to nursing school now, so it'll be like a good, opportunity for them to build up and now be a nurse, and then probably in time go there and work as a nurse. I think it's just my pride too, because I've never really been the type to go back to jobs unless it was like an old school, not even old school, like a part-time job that's like, minimum wage. Totally fine doing it again for like, the summer or something when I was like in college. But now as an adult, it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like, man, like I don't, like I had that like internal feeling of like, like you failed, bro. But it's not that I failed, but it's just that, I felt like it was to mean to myself to where, man, I wasn't able to, do what I was supposed to do or do what I was like telling them that I'm going to do. But doesn't mean that I'm not going to school. I am going to go back to school still while working. But for now, it's just the program for the nursing program that I'm going to be applying for. And I know it's going to be really, really hard since a lot of people actually apply for the nursing program in the city college that I'm planning to go to. And it's like the ratio is like 100 applications to 20 being able to like get approved and stuff. So it's a big ratio. Not really of a big ratio, but it's just like, technically it's one of those things where I'm just like, damn, 1 out of 5 chances, or technically 1 out of 5 chances if it's 20 gets accepted and then 100 applications in. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be way more than 100 applications. But yeah, like the program starts spring of 2027, so that's still like next year. So I got a lot of time, and then the time that I'm going to be using is just basically just working, saving money, and paying off my debt. I think it's because of my debt is the reason why my financing didn't go through. So yeah, fucking sucks, but at the same time, hey, what can you do? Yeah, today was just one of those days. Just applying left and right, and went home to just change real quick, just because I'm still like going to places still, but at the moment the time is about 6 o'clock, so there's really no need to. Well, there's still a need. I mean, I'll be applying online, but just not in person. So I'm gonna be doing that, and from there, back to the drawing board. To be honest, I do want to like bring something up. Like while I was like applying and doing everything that I need to do, I was like thinking about the times of like, man, like I remember when it's not that it was easy for me, but I remember the times when I used to like make maybe like 400 weekly, and then every 2 weeks I make 800 or something, or when I would make like 300 weekly and then make 600, and I'm able to like last that for like not months but a couple of weeks, because when you're young and you're working a part-time job, it feels like the whole world's there, not really in debt too. mean, quick side note, I never took out loans or anything for college, so I never really was like in debt. The only debt I ever had was like credit cards, so that's about it. But fast forward to now, or fast forward to maybe like, I'd say 3 or 4 months ago, when I was working at a hospital. It's like I was making this amount, but I was like in debt. And debt meaning credit card debt. So it's just like one of those things where it's like, man, like literally, like the more money I had, the more problems I did have. That's from Biggie, by the way. Or yeah, it's just like so much of that. But now it's like, being back to square one, having to what's that saying? Like, I feel like I lost everything, so I don't really have anything to lose. And literally, I have really nothing to lose. Now it's just me doing all the opportunity, like basically getting any opportunity I can. And to be honest, I'm not close to only healthcare. I've been applying to other jobs as well. Like I was applying to, I've never worked in warehouse, so I applied for warehouse. There was a lot of bartending jobs. And the last time I bartended was like 2017. And I don't think I remember like some of the drinks anymore, And they're making those drinks like within a certain time, like 30 seconds to a minute or something. So it's just one of those things. And didn't apply to any of those, but I did apply for barback. Barback is really simple. I'm totally fine with, carrying kegs, giving out like beer or something, or if like the bartender gives me like the opportunity to like give shots, and I'll give shots. But applied to that. I also applied to management jobs because I used to be a manager for 4 years. So I applied for manager jobs, and then I also applied for property management too. But I applied because it's just, I feel like right now, because I just have nothing to lose, I'm applying for everything. But for sure, I'm not really. I don't know if I'm going to be taking the property management job though, because I don't know. When I worked in property management, that shit fucking blowed. So, I mean, I'm willing for any opportunities. I'm literally just applying to everything. The only one I didn't apply to, or actually, there was an application to work at a casino. Ain't that some shit? But sadly, for casinos or like banking jobs, as I was like going through the application process and stuff, it did state in the application that they'll be doing like credit check and like I think income check or something. So sadly, that's out of the picture. So, but yeah, like today, literally, I went to a lot of locations trying to find work, and like looking at how the news is stating, like a lot of mass layoffs, etc. Surprisingly enough, it's actually pretty hard to find like a nursing assistant job or any healthcare job at the moment. It came easy like maybe like 2 years ago, even a year ago. Like I was getting like applications left and right, but now I'm just like, man, like something's in the air. But I do remember when I was working in a hospital, there was like moments and like seasons where like we'd get called off at work, basically stating that do we want to use PTO or just have like a unpaid day off. And yeah, there was like seasons like that, so maybe that's happening, I don't know. So yeah, that's how's everything been going for me. And literally it took like 3 weeks, maybe even close to a month for me to finally post again. But hey, it happens. But yeah, I'm gonna try my best to be more consistent or post some shorts or something. But man, that's what's going on right now. And at the moment, I took a break. I'm like parked at the mall, kind of like in a weird position. I could be like sitting more up, looking more of me, but just chilling right now. Tired. Yeah, but that's about it, y'all. Lights.